Consequences are coming, but so guys, if this whole Iran-Israel war thing keeps going on, things could get worse. Now, this could be a long haul kind of a war where if we don't get involved, Israel and Iran could be lobbing missiles at each other for the foreseeable future. Now, granted, something's got to give, right? Both of those sides, Israel and Iran, cannot sustain themselves for a long period of time lobbing missiles and drones at each other. They just can't. So something is got to give and is going to give. Now, as everyone knows, Israel has been asking the United States for some help. Trump did clear the path for us to get involved, but hasn't done anything yet. Supposedly, there's a 2-week time frame for Trump to make a decision. I don't know who made that decision. I don't know if it was him or some kind of ultimatum from Israel. Nonetheless, there's a 2-week window for the United States to make a decision. Now, of course, Russia tells us to not get involved, but that Russia also wants to be a peace broker to see if they can resolve this issue between Israel and Iran. Trump turns around and tells Russia, why don't you handle your own problem with Ukraine and create peace there? So now there's a bit of a rift that's about to start between the U.S. and Russia. At least I see that coming. China isn't happy with what Israel did. All of this to say, guys, that there are going to be heavy consequences if this continues. Now, there are a lot of channels that are trying to scare the shit out of you by telling you we're going to be in a third world war and a nuclear apocalypse. The nuclear apocalypse, I think, in reality, is less likely to happen. Us getting dragged into a war and probably boots on ground kind of deal, or a third world war, I could see that happening. But as far as nukes being involved, I don't see that happening, just because at the very least, all parties involved are very responsible in knowing what a nuclear apocalypse looks like. Every nation, guys, gets a nuclear report as far as like what it would look like if everyone got involved. Every nation has this report. Every nation war games every little thing that can possibly happen on this planet, right? Whether that's a black hole opening up because of CERN or the zombie apocalypse, everyone has these reports. And they're all like hypothetical reports, if you will. So anyway, that being said, the parties involved, I think, know that they have to be responsible before they start lobbying nukes. Now, could a tactical nuke be used in certain places? It could. But a tactical nuke is just the beginning from it starting at a smaller yield nuke to the mother of all nukes. So with all of these channels scaring the shit out of you and telling you that there's going to be a nuclear war and you just wait, I'm going to be right, look at me, stop. If we go there, if it gets there, the only thing we can do, guys, is possibly survive the situation. As far as trying to figure it out, as far as trying to get ahead of it, we can't. We can't get ahead of it. We can't get ahead of that information. We, guys, unfortunately, don't have that. We don't have that info. I don't think any YouTuber does. And if any YouTuber does have that information, they're not supposed to be talking about it. So that's the other side of that coin. A lot of people like my intel, this, that, it's all bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, damn near every intel or YouTuber that had an intel person has been wrong. The only person who's been close to right, or right, actually, excuse me, is that Amir dude, that Behold Israel guy. That's probably the only guy, and maybe one or two other people that I don't know of. But for the most part, like all the main people, forget about it. What's going on, guys, is that this could get worse. It's not going to get worse. It could. If I said it was going to, I apologize. This could get worse. This could get better. By tomorrow, this can end. It can end by next week, or it could get a whole hell of a lot worse by tomorrow. We don't know. The only thing we can do is stay abreast to what's going on in the media and also try to decipher if the media is lying to us or telling us the truth. We have AI accounts that are popping up all over Instagram and X telling us all kinds of fake shit that's not even happening. So we have to decipher everything we hear. We can't fly off the handle on the first thing we hear. We got to do a little research. We got to look into it a little bit, and then we got to find out what's real and what's not. Because of AI, things and misinformation is going to get 1,000% worse. Guaranteed. That much I know. I know that information is going to get worse because they are constantly lying to us. Now, this is not the panic. This is just to say, if things start getting worse, if it starts picking up, you need to start planning what you're going to do next. You need to start putting more preps away because this could go there, or it might not. But start gathering more preps, start coming up with an actual plan that you're going to execute should this go sideways. My thing is, if this starts to get really bad and there's talk of actual nuclear weapons being used, the family's going to get moved out of here. Where am I going to put them? I don't know. But we will figure it out on the fly. And we'll probably leave before they get to that point where they start launching it. Now, again, guys, this is not going to happen overnight. To get to that nuclear exchange, it's going to take a little while to get there. Granted, it could be 2-3 weeks. You'll see the signs. It could be 6 months, but we'll see the signs regardless. It's not going to happen tomorrow or the next day. It's going to take a little bit to get there. Well, all of these exchanges that are going back and forth, or exchanges of words going back and forth, it's going to take a little bit to get to that point where they're like, screw this, we're launching nukes. So just keep that in mind. Again, try to stay away from the channels that are making you anxious. First of all, you shouldn't be anxious watching any kind of prepper channel. But if you are, try to stay away from them. Try to be more level-headed and try to use real-life thinking. Tomorrow, we're not going to be glowing in the dark. Though, if North Korea wanted to get involved, that's a different story. Those people are psychopaths, and they're just trying to make a name for themselves. So they might set it off. But everybody else who's directly involved in what's going on in Israel and Iran right now, they're going to use level heads. Now, if Israel uses a nuke in Iran, or Iran uses a nuke on Israel, things are undoubtedly going to escalate pretty fast. But it's still going to take time to get there to where they start nuking us. So we still have some wiggle room regardless. But other than that, guys, come up with a plan, gather more preps, start communicating with your family and friends as to what you're going to do should this get worse. But I'm a little more positive. I think it's not going to get that bad. I think there's going to be some peace resolved. But what we are supposed to see according to the Bible, I don't think we've seen that yet. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.